have to tell you, my biggest takeaway from this game is, and I am a Liam Cohen stan, right? I like Liam Cohen. I think he's smart. I think he's a great OC. Why are we playing so slow? Why are we going to 38 seconds in the play clock? First of all, EKU screwed up at the end of the first half. They punted with 25 seconds on the play clock. Yeah. Why did they do that?
Yeah, I was sitting by a football coach. He said, and he goes, man, why are they punting
Why
now?
did they punt? That's a mistake. I mean, we might not have scored if they hadn't done. Thank you for doing it, but that was a huge mistake. But be that as it may, why are we playing so slowly? Because, like, this team's got so many weapons, and we're sitting there. It's like Scangarello running the I don't get it.
I don't either. And the offense, again, struggled coming out of the gate. I mean, when we and I were talking about, when Leary misses, he misses bad.
Oh, so it's weird. I still think it's like he's either he reminds me of me driving the ball in golf. He either hits it 285 down the middle or it's on 4 fairways over. That's fair. But that's how it is. Yeah. He either like hits them perfectly or it ain't even close, Ryan.
And there was a couple times where the receivers could have bailed him out, and I'm a Dane lover, but he missed a couple balls that he.
I wondered if he was going to say that, Billy, because he had two bad drops. I mean, he had 2 bad drops.
The passes weren't perfect, but yet those are catches he normally makes.
And if he wants to be a great receiver, he's got to make
those catches. So I'm glad they came back to him in the second half to get a couple catches under his belt. But without Tavion Robinson today, Kentucky may be looking at a big fat L to EKU. EKU, Walt Wells, congratulations. You came in, you stood the test to EKU, the big SEC team, and you left. I think everybody have great respect for
we like Walt. He's been on the show a number of times.
Yep.
I congratulate him. But this is the Kentucky postgame show, so that's the last nice thing I'm going to say. Because, I mean, he deserves kudos. But ultimately, we got to talk about us. And I was very, very disappointed. I didn't expect us to crush them, to be quite honest with you, but I expected us to – I mean, I certainly didn't expect to be tied at halftime.
No doubt.
And I certainly didn't expect to be down in the third quarter. You know, I don't understand why they didn't look ready to play. I felt like when they got locked in at times, they had 2 or 3 drives where they just crushed them down the field. But I was very surprised at this game. I was very surprised. I mean, look, Cincinnati beat them by 60.
Yeah.
Okay, 60.
And made it look like EKU's defense was super weak. Now, I guess a couple dudes played today that did not play on defense for that.
It's irrelevant to me. I mean, they had a guy coming from NAIA who we couldn't block.
That's true, yeah. Now, for Kentucky, if you heard Stoops after the game, a lot of it was we heard after the first game. Little mistakes. We got to clean that up. And he's so mad at the penalties and just things that are happening that shouldn't happen at this level. And I think you're starting to see Mark Stoops patience is running thin, I believe.
I mean, this is a veteran team. There's a lot of old guys on this team. This is a team that every single player, except McClain, who actually got an interception, every single player has started either at Kentucky or someone else last year. Right?
Yeah.
And the mistakes are awful. So let me ask you a couple things going forward. This game, I mean, we're not going to say anything positive about this game, obviously. It was terrible. But what does it mean going forward? All right, so let me just go through a few things. Are you worried about Devin Leary?
I'm not, honestly. Like I said, I think the mistakes he's making is something that he just gets some more reps. He hasn't played in
But we said that after the last game.
So I think – and again, like he was not as good the first half, but was better today the second half. Same thing we saw in week 1. I think as the season moves on, we're going to see a much better Devin Leary. So to answer your question, I'm not worried. Are you?
So not worried.
No, are you?
I think he's good. Okay? I think he's good enough you can win with. I was the only person on the show last week who did not have him above Will Levis.
Yeah.
And I still don't. Okay? Now, he does some things well. He does a pretty good job of avoiding trouble, although he took a terrible 4th down sack.
You can't take a sack there.
You can't take that sack. Just throw it. I mean, if you have to throw it away, you have to throw it away. You cannot take a sack. I do worry, and there are times he looks really good. But I do worry that, well, let me put it like this. I don't know if he's excellent, all right? I think he's good. And you can win with a good quarterback. We won with Terry Wilson. We won with Steven Johnson.
Uh-huh.
I think he's probably better than those guys. But I'm not in the Freddie Maggard. He's the best one we've had since Couch, and I'm worried that he's not going to be. I just wonder if. Well, I mean, we'll see. But I don't know that we're going to know until what, the Georgia game. I mean, I don't know if we're going to know. I am disappointed. I don't think he's awful. The people online are like, he stinks. I mean, there were people saying bench him. I mean, that stuff I think is crazy. But I do wonder if maybe he's not going to get where we hoped he got. We can still be good.
Oh, sure.
But we might not be what we thought. I'm not ready to say for certain yet, but I am concerned. I'm not going to lie to you.
He had 2 passes batted down. One, so he did throw 1 interception, got batted down,
right,
and they caught it.
Yeah.
So he did have the 1 interception. But there's just little things I think that they'll be able to clean up. To be honest, I'm kind of on the other side. I'm not worried yet.
You're not worried after a 28-17 win over EKU? I mean, look, their first touchdown's a little fluky. You get the punt block, the dude just didn't, right? I mean, I don't know if you saw it at the game. The one dude didn't block anybody.
Yeah.
Billy, he saw a guy running to him, and he went the other way. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. Oh, yeah, am I right, Billy?
You're
Didn't
right.
he just go in the other direction?
You're absolutely right.
Literally, he had the edge, and rather than get the edge, 2 guys ran by him. 2 guys could have blocked it. I don't know. I'd love to have been in his brain and wonder what was going on. But that's a little bit of a fluke, right? But the fact that we nearly went to halftime with 0 points is very concerning to me. Now, in the second half, the offense was obviously pretty good. But then, on the opposite side, the fact that in the second half, that defense didn't just say, not in our house.
Yeah.
Probably the most concerning drive of the game to me is it's 21-10, and the game's over if you get a stop, and they don't get a stop.
Don't get a stop at all.
They don't get a stop. And all of a sudden the game's back on. Mm-hmm. Good defenses don't do that, you know? So I still think this team can be good, but I am a little concerned. I was not concerned last week. I am a little concerned this week.
I guess if my major concern is the fact that our running game against Ball State and against EKU still is not what I thought it was going to be. You know, we struggled running the ball again today at times. So
why do you think that is? Do you just worry that our offensive line – I actually don't think – I think they protect the pass pretty well, but do you just think they're not going to dominate on the run?
It may be. I mean, EKU defensive linemen that we thought we were going to have an advantage there, they held their own, man, against our guys. You know, Flax didn't play at all today, but that's just one guy.
We brought in a guy from USC. He should be able to play, right?
Yeah. So if I think my main concern is the running game. It's still not where I thought it would be.
So you're not concerned about Leary?
I'm not yet.
Did Stoops say, Billy, at any point why they played so slow?
No, I did not hear that.
I didn't hear it either. I listened to Stoops in the car when I was flying to get here.
I do not get.
Yeah.
I mean, Liam played fast 2 years ago, didn't he? We didn't do that. We did not play this speed 2 years ago.
And you think when you're playing,
and we have a lot more weapons this year.
Yeah, and when you're playing a team like EKU, you want to kind of put them on their heels and make a mistake.
You know, the only thing I can think of is that maybe they thought we don't want to embarrass this team, so let's play slow. But you got to get a big lead before you start doing that, right?
You got to try to win the game first when you're down.
I mean, there was a moment when it was 7-0 and they were driving, where I thought they're going to go up 14-0, and now watch out.
Yeah, the dude. Kelly, their quarterback, I was impressed with him. He threw that interception at the goal line that Hairston got, but it was because the receiver stopped running. Their receiver, the kid from PRP, kind of stopped running a little bit and didn't go get it. Or that might have been another touchdown for them.